So, we know that Brexit is not working. That's a fact. It's confirmed by the god of Brexit himself, by Nigel Farage. It doesn't matter who's to blame. It's failed. And Brexiteers also agree that it's not going terribly well. So it's costing an arm and a leg, and it's depressing the nation. Even Noel Gallagher says that nothing works. He was a little bit more colourful in his choice of language and faintly scatological. But the Oasis star, and I was doing so much with the 1980s the other day, so I ought to know more about him. The Oasis star blames Brexit in the NME magazine, and he blames mass hypnosis, the sort of thing when you've got people on stage singing and a huge crowd swaying along, at a time when we were already, he said, on a trajectory downhill. I'm not sure I entirely agree with him, but Gallagher said that he sided with Remain, and yet having done that, he didn't vote in the referendum, so maybe he shouldn't really complain at all. But the recognition of failure means that even the BBC impartiality has now slipped. So it spoke the other day of the UK car industry being squeezed by rules of origin in the Trade and Cooperation Agreement, the TCA. That's the thing that was signed on the 30th of December 2020, and that came into full force on May the 1st, 2021. And the political editor, Chris Mason, asked Sunak in Washington directly how the UK will adjust to being a second-rate state squeezed between the US and the EU. And Sunak looked thunderous. Now, meanwhile, Hilary Benn on the Labour side has published 114 ideas to mitigate Brexit. I don't know why people don't realise that we can't remember more than 3. But, you know, Starmer's 5 points. Is it 5 points or 10 points? I can't remember. Rishi Sunak's 5 points. You know, we can only remember 3. 3 is as much as we're ever likely to do. 114. You've overdone that one. Anyway, removing trade barriers, very good. Helping businesses grow, very good. Just words, really, at the moment. A UK Board of Trade, excellent. And a visa system that works, excellent. And that's a real slap in the face for Suella Braverman. And reforming temporary and business visas, 100%. Increasing flexibility for artists and seasonal workers, 100%. And while we're at it, we ought to be looking at student visas and taking away the pressures from student visas, because at the moment they're captives of whatever school or university that they've been accepted by, even if that school or university is absolutely useless. I was dealing with a fellow the other day, actually today, who's trapped in a completely useless school in Oxford. If it doesn't improve, I will name it. Anyway, next week we will see a Trade Unlocked conference in Birmingham. That will be very interesting. But I think all of this is wallpaper, is just window dressing, because I don't think Brexit can be salvaged, no matter how much effort people like Hilary Benn put in. The time has passed. That ship has sailed, sadly.